Hello and welcome to our midweek money chat. Today I will share with you our June budget. I'll also share with you more detail about how we come to the amount of money we set in sinking funds. And then I'll go into some more detail to answer your questions all about sinking funds and how we manage our money. Let's get into the budget. Now, you may be new here. You may never have seen me do this before. I try now to do this every month. People ask to see the budget. What does the budget look like? So here's what I do. So take a look at this first. I don't use spreadsheets. I used to use spreadsheets. I wasn't logging on as often as I should do. I wasn't tracking as well as I should do. What I do now is I have a budget book. For the sake of you being able to see everything, I'll show you the budget simply and on paper. So here it is in general. Our joint income after all deductions, all taxes for June, to live off for June, is €2,008. Our living costs are €938. We then have 1,070 in savings. We have 2 sinking funds and a big long-term savings fund, which you can see income, take away the living costs, take away the savings, comes to this. And I'll show you how we give every single euro that we have a job to do. I'll go through this list quite quickly. So out of our €938 of living expenses, let's go through it quite quickly. 260 for food, 65 a week. Mike's mobile, €10 a month. Home insurance, 25. Jane's health insurance, 63. Jane's medication, 25. Car insurance, 37. Bank charge, 11. Jane's mobile phone, 13. Mike's health insurance, 25. Orange, which is TV, phone and internet, is 25. EDF, which is electricity, is 122. I mention this each time. 50% of that is tax. My work internet, I teach online. I need one secure line for work, 20 a week. Sorry, this is monthly figures, I beg your pardon, per month. I spend 25 a month on getting my face waxed. We spend 75 a month on fuel, 52 a month on dog medication. We allow ourselves, if people say, do you have spending money? We allow ourselves 150 a month for that. So that's if we want to go and have a coffee, we want to buy anything for the home, that's that. And that totals 938 a month. So as you can see on my main budget page, I have 2 sinking funds, sinking fund A, sinking fund B. Let's go through how I come to these figures. So this is my costs for the year. Per year, tax on my house, foncière, per year, 260. TV licence per year, 180. The refuse tax per year, 620. My water per year is 300. I know when this money goes out. I know the foncière goes out in the autumn, TV licence and rubbish in the summer. Water are 2 bills, one in the spring, one in the autumn. My car service, 210, is in the summer. Now these are a bit different. Car tyres, 200. Here in France, if you have one back tyre replaced, they always replace the other back tyre. Car repairs, I need to have money set aside in case anything needs repairing on my car. I've set aside 600. Home repairs and replacement. I need to have money set aside for this. Now these may be just in case. There's different ways of managing these. When this is full, this can roll over. It's not full at the moment. It needs to roll over. It can't roll over. We need to top it up to that amount each year. If this is full, it can roll over. That line can come off next year's need to pay budget. However, at the moment, this is not full. We need to top it up just in case. But this here will have to be paid for every year. Christmas presents, birthday presents, Mother's Day, Father's Day is 700 for that. So these figures all together amount to 3,230. We divide that by 12. We then know we have to put in sinking fund A 270 each month. Sinking fund B is smaller, that's 100. We each have a budget of €300 a year for clothes, shoes, coats, so 600 total. We have a budget per year for going on holiday, any days out, anything per year is 600. Now, if we spent all that in January, that's it. The money's gone. We have to make that last all year. Quite simple, isn't it? 1,200 a year. Sinking fund B is costing us 700 a month. So you might want to know about this figure here. That's a whole nother video. But for now, let's talk more about sinking funds. So let's go through what a sinking fund is. And I'm going to use my wood sheds as a visual aid. Now, this sinking fund, in readiness for winter, is well topped up. But this sinking fund here, we've used it up. This sinking fund is now at zero. So we've got to start all over again and fill this sinking fund up. And that's what a sinking fund is. You save that money for a specific purpose. It could be Christmas. But when Christmas comes, that sinking fund is zero. And by the 1st of January, you start to fill that sinking fund up again. Well, you saw the video there of Mike out chainsawing logs. It's something that he does whenever he gets a spare moment. And a budget and sinking funds are a bit like that. You've got to keep on top of them. You've got to every single month without fail put that money aside. Because like that woodshed, it'll be empty in no time at all. You've got to be working on making sure that you're always putting the money aside every single month. A frequently asked question is, where do we keep our money? What sort of sinking funds do we have? What sort of bank accounts do we have? Do we have many bank accounts? And no, we don't. We have 3 bank accounts. And have a look at these. We have a main joint bank account. We call that our living costs. We have 2 savings funds. One is sinking funds and one is long-term savings. In that account we keep our emergency fund. Now I've got a pen in my hand here to show you an example. If our emergency fund needed to be €5,000 and in our account was €10,000, we would consider that the 5,000 to be zero. that stays there, that isn't touched. An emergency is a genuine emergency. Job loss, for example, is a genuine emergency. Anything over that would be savings. The savings rate isn't fantastic at the moment. It doesn't matter what sort of savings fund that we had. But the important part about savings is doing it, putting the money in every month. The most important part about sinking funds is doing it, working out that amount per month, and then putting it in every month. And then not touching it until you have that expense that you've been saving for. There was the June budget, a quick whiz through the sinking funds, and I hope that was of some help to you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you want more like this, hit the subscribe button. But most of all, leave a comment. I love hearing from you. And leaves me to say, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.